then you can, oh, there we go. I'm pushing the wrong button. Okay. All righty. Okay. So on your blanket or your block, you guys are there already. And just relax there for a couple minutes. And we'll take some breaths and remove our arms. And it'll be nice. So definitely something under your head if it just feels like too much to have your head hanging back, or even if your head is touching the floor, if it just feels like the chin is too lifted or it's just not comfortable. Oh my goodness, more fireworks. Feel free to add something under your head. All right, well, we'll just let those be whatever they're going to be tonight and take a couple of breaths. So let's inhale through the nose and take a big breath, fill up, hold it at the top, and open your mouth and sigh it out, exhale. Okay. Do that again, inhale. Use the breath to really expand the chest and deepen the stretch, and let it go. Just sigh and soften. And do that one more time, inhale. Filling it all the way up, holding the breath. Relax your shoulders. And then sigh the breath out, exhale. Just let it go. All right, start to breathe in and out through your nose. And we're just going to slowly, gently reach the arms overhead. Yeah, so it definitely changes the stretch in your shoulders as the arms come overhead. And maybe your arms straighten, don't force it, but just see how that feels. Reach through the fingertips, get a little active in the arms. And circle them out wide. And just bring them straight out from your shoulders. And take a moment there. And just see how that feels. You can kind of reach out wide. Bring them back up and overhead. And as you do, if you're not already, turn the palms to face so the thumbs are down towards the floor. And just soften the tips of the ribs back and in. Take one more breath here. Just reaching through the fingertips. Feeling the stretch in the arms, the shoulders, even into the side body. And then let your arms relax, just soften. Soften. And as you let your arms be heavy, you can bend your elbows. Relax into this, hopefully, relatively easy stretch, nothing too intense. Bend the knees, your feet. Roll to either side and move the blanket or the block, whatever you have underneath you, your towel, out from under. Oh. And then lie back down. Okay. I'm a little woozy. So as you come back to on your back, just notice how you feel. Yeah. My head was back, and I think I just got a lot of blood in my head or something. I don't know. But anyway, notice how your back feels. Notice how your chest, your shoulders feel, just from having something underneath you, just for those couple of minutes. Let's hug the knees in. Oh, give them a squeeze. Feel free to rock side to side across the low back, across the kidney band. All right, take your twist, take your knees over to the left. Reach your right arm out to the right. Mount the shoulder down. Come back up to center, lifting the legs, take an inhale. And exhale the knees over to the other side. Easy twist. So maybe the stretch feels a little easier since we had the block under there and moved our arms around and did all that. All right. Coming back up to center. Let's come up to hands and knees. We'll do a little cat-cow and kind of proceed from there. So feel free to rock and roll forward and back a time or two. Just along the length of the spine. It's a little massagey. Okay. And then we'll come up and over onto hands and knees and do some cat-cow. So, stacking your wrists under your shoulders. Get your knees under your hips. And then we'll follow the breath. Inhale, lifting the chest, stretch your belly. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under. Come forward. Hello. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times like that. Lifting and stretching as you inhale, the front of the body anyway, and then rounding and stretching the back of the body as you exhale. 1 more inhale, lift the chest, and exhale. This time as you exhale, let's take it all the way back to child's just for a breath or two, you know. Soften your forehead down, relax your wrists, your shoulders. All right. Okay, we're coming back into a tabletop position, so I just wanted to give you a moment. But feel free to rest whenever you need to in the child's pose. So back up, tabletop. Just notice how easy it is, even though we're not even really doing much right now, to kind of hang into gravity. And see if you can get a lift through the belly, lift the torso up away from the floor. So we get the spine into what feels kind of, centered, neutral, right? I feel like the belly button's kind of pulling back towards your spine. Bring your knees a little closer together and send your right leg straight back. Outer right hip down. Lengthen the left hip back. So we're going to square the hips to the floor. Pick your left arm up. Yes. And we're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. So can you keep the belly lifting and lift the leg a little higher, right? And then maybe the arm can lift a little higher, but melt the shoulder blade away from your neck. And then those 2 little front tips of the ribs, just tuck them in a little bit. You feel your abs, and then lift your leg a little higher and lift your arm a little higher. And take 1 more breath here. What could soften? And come on down. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. If you want to sit back for a second. All right. Just build some gentle heat. Sort of gentle anyway. All right, let's do the other side. Send your left leg back. Outer left hip down. Outer right hip lengthening back. Right, here too. As soon as we pick the leg up, the belly can start to kind of spill towards the floor. So hug the ribs in and reach your right arm forward. Right, keep pressing through the right foot. Right, keep lifting the belly. And see if the leg can lift a little higher, that's it. And maybe the arm can lift a little higher. Is it possible to get your arm by your ear? Hug the tips of the ribs in again and try and lift the leg and lift the arm. And take 1 last breath. Press the floor away, take an inhale. And come on down, exhale. Bring the knee down, bring the hand down. And just for a moment, maybe sitting back, so just, feel the feels, notice all that groovy stuff. Okay. Let's take a couple of breaths in downward facing dog. Give yourself plenty of space, walk the hands forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. You can pedal the heels a time or two. Shake out the head, sigh out the breath. Any kind of low key anyway, wiggling around to settle into down dog. And once you're there, steady the gaze back between your feet. Press evenly through the hands. Hug the belly to the spine. Settle in. How's your Ujjayi breath? Inhale. And smooth, steady exhale. On your next inhale, forward into plank. Just take 2 more breaths here. Back to down dog. Lift the hips up. Stretch. Shifting your gaze forward, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, maybe jump. Bring your feet to your hands. Lift the chest, come halfway up, inhale. Hold back down, exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Firm the glutes, reach the arms. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Pause here briefly, drop the gaze. Close your eyes. Set an intention for your practice. Any intention that suits you really, if you have something in mind or maybe something comes to you as you think about that. Let's take a breath. Inhale. And side out, exhale. Release your hands down. Turn the palms out, reach out and up. Inhale. Exhale, hinge the hips. Let's fold in half. Into the breath. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant the hands, step back with the right foot, step back with the left foot. Come into your plank pose, top of a push-up. Breathe here. Nice, smooth, steady breath. Just a little bit longer in this one. Keep your legs active, right? Press with the thighs. Hug the rib tips in. Take another inhale to lean in. And exhale, bend your elbows and come all the way down to it. Lie down. That's nice. Reach your hands back. Curl the tailbone under. Float up, Shavasana. Lift the legs, lift the head, the chest. Inhale, lift a little higher. And exhale, let's come on down. Turn the palms to face the floor. Keep the legs close. Curl the tailbone under. Inhale, lift again. Press the palms down, lift the chest up. Press the thighs up. Yeah, can you creep your fingertips back just a little bit more? Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Take a breath. Soften. We'll do one more as we're here. Keep your shoulders off your neck. Pubic bone to the floor. Inhale. Lift the legs. Lift the head, the chest. Float the palms. And let's reach overhead. Horse. Thumbs to the ceiling. Pull your shoulder blades down the back of it and lift the thumbs up. Inhale. Exhale. Come on down. Woo. Yeah. Feel the feels in the back body. All right. Tucking your toes. Planting the palms by the ribs. Take an inhale. Exhale. Press the floor away. Plank or knees plank. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Stretch the backs of your legs. I did a little workout earlier and I am feeling my hamstrings. Like, whew. All right. Use your inhale to try and stretch back and get a little longer. And as you exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk forward, jump forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise as you inhale. Firm the glutes, lift the chest, reach up. Exhale, pull the hands through center. And then keep going. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Bend the knees, plant the hands, left foot big step back. Right foot step it back into your plank pose, top of a push-up. All right. Ashtanga Asana, knees, chest, chin, knees down, hips high, chest, chin down. Sit bones lifting. Right, chest to the floor, chin to the floor. Hug the rib tips in. Flatten your feet, slide your hips down to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest up, cobra pose. Exhale, let's take it back. Downward facing dog. Oh, stretch the backs of your legs. All right, send your right leg up into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip, bend the knee. Come into the stretch. So here too, can you get a little hugging in of the tips of the ribs, even as you're in this nice big stretch? Yeah, square your hips off, straighten your leg, take an inhale, exhale your knee to your nose, round the spine, squeeze, inhale, reach the leg up and back. That's it, touch your right arm with your knee, above your elbow, try. Inhale, reach the leg, good, come forward, add the twist. As you do, can you look forward? Yes, inhale, reach the leg up and back, and exhale your foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Feel free to come down and take a breath, shake out your arms, your wrists if you like, or head right into the other side. Send your left leg up and back into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip, bend the knee, that's it. And so again, in this big stretch, can you hug the tips of the ribs in? Get a little engagement in the abs, even in this nice big stretch. And straighten your leg and square your hips. Press the left thigh back, press the right thigh back, sorry, inhale. Exhale your knee to your nose. Round. Inhale, send the leg up and back. Touch your left arm, look forward, right? Look forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift the leg. Same as you twist, touch your right arm, look forward. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, release the foot down. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, walk, float. Feet to your hands, halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Firm the glutes and rise, lift the chest, reach the arms, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart, take a breath. Inhale, side out, exhale. Release the shoulders, relax your arms down, yeah. Okay, fantastic. Tadasana, top of the mat, mountain pose. Tada. Okay. Turn the palms to face out. Inhale, reach up. Send the tailbone down as you lengthen up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold. We'll do one time Surya Namaskar. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping back, floating back maybe this time. If it's possible, Chaturanga. If you want, if you can, upward facing dog, straighten the arms. Oh, exhale, hips up and back. Hug the ribs in as you press back. Downward facing dog. All right. So you're basically just preparing to jump forward. All right, smooth out the breath. Squeeze the arms straight. Press the whole hand. Shift the gaze forward. Use the exhale to walk or float. Feet to hands. Inhale. Lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale. Fold in. Inhale. Lift the chest. Firm the glutes. Reach the arms all the way up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. All right, let's keep this show on the road, shall we? Release the hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees for Utkatasana. Sit back into the heels. Inhale, lift the chest. Mount the shoulder blades away from your neck as you reach up through the fingers. Squeeze your glutes and sit back into your heels. All right, as you lift your chest, right, because we want that action, can you get some breathing across the lower back? Can you fill up across the kidney band? Make some space there as you lift the chest up. Inhale, press the arms back. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana, take a breath here. Maybe sigh it out. Inhale, Lift up halfway, lengthen forward. Exhale, bend your knees, hands are down. Stepping back, floating back, right? Moving through the vinyasa as you like. Right, any variation that your body could use right now. All right, send the right leg up into the air. Inhale, exhale, round the spine, squeeze, step the foot through into your crescent pose. Come on up. Balancing on the ball of the back foot. Scissor your feet. Pull your feet like you're trying to bring them together underneath you, and it'll help to square the hips off. And then, right as we lift up, again, breathing across the kidney band, across the lower back. Take one more breath. Maybe shift your gaze up. Breathe into the stretch at the front of the left hip. Gently release the hands down. Plant your left hand so your wrist is under your shoulder. Peel open into your twist. Reach the top arm, your right arm, straight up. Turning the palm forward, now bring it overhead. Sweep the arm up and over. And as you do, can you lengthen the outer right hip back? Use your left shoulder blade, firm it onto the back ribs to rotate a little more deeply. Yes. Reach your right arm up, inhale. Bring your hand down to the floor as you exhale. Stepping back as you're ready to take a vinyasa to rest in child's pose. See how you feel. Nice, you guys. A little, okay. Sweet. Send your left leg up into the air, inhale. Exhale, use your abs. Pull your knee in, round the spine, step lightly. Crescent pose, so high on the ball of the back foot. Come on up. Yeah. So we'll just take a couple of breaths. Because there's a lot of stuff, actually. It seems so simple, but there's really a lot of things going on. So first, rotating evenly through the front foot. Can we get a little pulling of the feet towards each other? You'll feel a little firing up of the inner thighs, maybe a bit of your lower abdominals even, right? But that's a nice squaring off action. Then from that place, we can start to lift up, lift the chest up, press the arms back a bit, and then breathe into the low back. Breathe across the kidney band. Try and make some space there, even as you lift your chest. Maybe the arms can press back just a little bit more. Take another breath. Can you bend just a little deeper? Inhale, exhale, bring it down. Hands to the floor. Plant your right hand so your wrist is under your shoulder and peel open. Reach the left arm straight up. Try and get your back leg straight. Turn the palm forward on the left arm anyway, and reach overhead. That's it. So as you do that, can you lengthen the outer left hip back? And is it possible to press into the bottom hand and use the right shoulder blade to roll the chest open a little bit more? Energize the back leg. Take one last breath. Reach the right arm straight up. Inhale, and hand to the floor. That's your left arm, sorry. Hand to the floor as you exhale. Stepping back to your plank pose. Maybe a couple of breaths in child. Maybe you modify your vinyasa. Do like a knees, chest, chin or something. Or chaturanga. Right, upward facing dog. Okay. Inhale. Feel free to sigh the breath out as you exhale. Press back. Big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk. Float your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Bend the knees. Utkatasana. Find your chair pose. Yes. Firm the glutes. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers and lift the chest up as you reach the knuckles back and down. As you do that, can you pull the hip bones up? And again, look for that space across the low back, across the kidney band. Lift the chest up, inhale. Fold, exhale, up and over. As you do, bend your elbows and switch the interlace. So you put the opposite thumb on top, the other pinky under, and then the arms go up and over. Any amount. Maybe the knees are a little bit bent. Take one more breath. Keep the fold, just release your arms. Undo the hands, let your arms dangle down towards the floor. Take a breath here. That's nice. Okay, halfway lift. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your hands. So take your time, right? You just did a big stretch in your shoulders, maybe stepping back or lightly hop into plank and then slow lower, right? That was a big stretch and it can sometimes feel a little less stable after that. So take your time. All right. Send your right leg up into the air. Inhale it up. Exhale, round the spine, pull the knee forward, step it through. Warrior one, back heel drops. Inhale, rise up. Turn again. The scissoring of the feet is a kind of weird instruction in Warrior One, I feel like. So more we're trying to lengthen the outer left hip forward. Right, and press through the back heel. And press even the pinky edge of the back foot, that whole outer seam into the floor. Keep the big toe mound rooting down. Squaring off. Ribs in. Let's bring the hands behind. Again. Yeah. Interlace. Peeling the chest open, lift the heart up. Inhale. Exhale forward into the humbled warrior. For 5 breaths. Lengthen the outer right hip back. Right, again, the arms coming up and over. As you're here, can you keep the right hip pinned back and in? And just slowly, slowly get the top of your head closer to the floor. Oh, take one more breath. Pin the back heel, straighten the back leg. Awesome. Come up. Use the knuckles. Lift yourself up. Whew. Release the arms. All right, you may have a lot of blood in your head right now. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands down to the floor. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. Let's sweep the right leg up and back into the air. Turn the toes out, lift the hip and the knee. All right, we haven't done a ton of big back bending, but if you feel comfortable to let the right foot land behind you, pivot the left foot to the right. On the floor, so slippery. Lift your chest. It's so slippery. Back around as you're ready. I felt like I was going to break myself. Bring your foot to the floor and take a vinyasa. Rest in child's pose. Yeah, see what makes sense. I don't know, how do you make the floor like less slippery? I'm not sure. I was like, oh, my foot does not have any traction. Maybe my feet need to be stickier. Kind of like need some frog DNA or something. Oof, okay. We're going to do that on the other side, of course. So let's lift the left leg, send it up, inhale. Round the spine, pull the knee forward, step. For warrior one, back heel down. Left hip back. Right? It's natural inclination is to kind of swing out to the side a little bit. So we'll pull the left hip back and in. And the outer right hip lengthening forward. So we can push into the back heel and lengthen the right side forward. Into our warrior one. Couple of breaths. This is a nice place to play with the lift and the kind of moving back a bit of the upper arm. hugging the rib tips in and making some space across the kidney band, right? Doing those three things. Okay. Now, keep all that, well, except the arms, because we're going to bring them behind the back. Do the opposite interlace. So now the other thumb is on top, kind of awkward feeling way. Reach the knuckles back and down. Oh, that stretch. Inhale. Pin the left hip back. Exhale. Shoulder to knee. Maybe shoulder inside the knee, but outer left hip back. It wants to swing out to the side. So we try not to let it. And then we just challenge the bend in the front knee. Right, and maybe we can bend a little deeper. Maybe the crown of the head gets a little closer to the floor. All right, take one more breath here. Pin that left hip back. Push into your back foot to lift yourself up. Release the arms. Oh my goodness. And bring it down. Spin onto the ball of the back foot. Sweep the left leg up and back into the air. All right, well, the wall is here, so maybe I can use the wall. Spin, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Get a little more traction on this side. Oh, all right. Back around as you're ready. And then taking the vinyasa, resting in child's pose. Or going straight to down dog. That's certainly an option. How's your breath? All right. As you guys, let's stretch the hips up and back. Take an inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels. Bend the knees. Walk. Float your feet to your hands. Lift up halfway. Inhale. Fold, exhale, chair pose. Oot. Good job. The oot. Press and rise. Bend the arms. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna come to the wall and do a couple of things at the wall. So hopefully, Joe, you have a skinny little wall space, and it's not a handstand. Although it could potentially be one, but not immediately. So we're gonna go long way up the wall. So you guys are really close. Just a tiny little scooch. Okay. I'll mirror you still. All right, so Parsvottanasana. Using our back heel at the wall, and then we're gonna kind of turn it into a little bit of a back bend. Oops. Oh, let me just plug my, it's like low power mode. I'm like,
the picture went out.
hold on. Yeah, that's because my battery's dying, but one second. There we go. Hopefully it comes back. There I am. Hello. I was like, ooh, the screen went dark. That's bad. Okay. All right, we're back. I think the charger's here. Right heel, right foot forward, sorry, left heel at the wall. So Parsvottanasana, we have our legs straight, and we're trying to square off. So the back foot points almost all the way straight ahead. And it's okay if your heel is kind of up on the little thing, because you kind of want to be able to push it into the wall. So a little lift is fine. It just makes it kind of easier, actually. Okay, our usual arms. So the hidden prayer, or you can always make fists and press your knuckles in, or come back to the interlaced hands. But if you can, we'll do the reverse prayer, or come close to that anyway. See if my shoulders want to cooperate. Okay, I guess they do. All right, so the same couple of things that we've been doing, right, as we're in a little bit of a back bend right now. So that being, can I hug my rib tips in and make a little space across my kidney band, right? So I'm kind of pushing back into my hands a little bit. Now, this is gonna require a bit of balance. Slowly lift your chest up, right? Lift your chest up. we're creating a little bit of more of a back bend. So keep sending the tailbone long, right? Make that space across the kidney band as hard as that is right now. Hug the rib tips in. Is it possible to lean back enough that the top of your head touches the wall? What? Maybe. It's not as far away as you think, right? If you find it, straighten the back leg. Make that space in the low back, or try to. Slowly come up, forward, pin the right hip back. Keep the chest this wide, lengthening forward into the fold. Oh my goodness. Can you keep your chest that wide? Your shoulders that stretched, and your shoulder blades that hugged into the upper back. Press into the back heel. Feel that the wall back there. Use that. We're coming back up from the glutes. Lift your chest to where we started, not started, but where we were before we folded. Right, lifting the heart up, send the tailbone long. Oh my gosh, balancing, right? Take your time. Press the big toe mound on the front foot, maybe finding the wall back there. And then gently up, right? Yes. And let's give the arms a break. Release. Oh, reach up. Yes, that's it. And down and shake it out. Okay. A moment, because we're going to do that again. But, right, let's switch sides. Because either that or your legs are going to get really tired. So, like, we'll just keep stretching our shoulders. It's useful. So we do want this nice wide gap, because we want to feel the stretch in the back of the front leg when we do get to the forward fold. So give yourself some space, but be able to push your heel into the wall, right? Your back toe's almost straight ahead. And a little space between the feet side to side is useful for balance purposes. Okay, so hopefully that's enough break for your shoulders. One more time. Paschimana Namaskar, thumbs turned down. And I'm going to try and tuck in up a little higher since my shoulders are a little warmer now. Okay, there we go. A little bit easier that time. So I have to do it every time. My hands push and I stick my ribs out, and it's just kind of what happens. So hug the rib tips in. Make some space across the kidney band and the low back right now while it's easy. And slowly lifting the chest up. Send the tailbone down. Keep the shoulders off the neck. Use your shoulder blades to scoop your heart up. Right? Leaning back. Find the wall and just tap the top of your head on the wall. Just keep it there for a second. Just wide. Heart lifting. Hug the rib tips in. Slowly back up. Outer left hip back. Slowly all the way forward. Can you keep your chest this wide? Can you keep the shoulders this open? The shoulder blades engaged on the upper back. Helping you deepen the stretch. One more breath. Press into the back heel. All right, back up into our back bend just for a moment. Slowly, right? Take your time. You're definitely balancing, right? Keep the left hip pinned back and in. Heart goes up, tailbone goes down. Lift the chest. Right, tap your head, scoop the heart up, hug the rib tips in, lift yourself back to standing, and the arms unravel. Oh my gosh. My forearms. Okay, and down. Oh, give them a shake. All right. Oh, your shoulders. So this time, we're going to do crescent pose legs. My head got chopped off. It's okay. We're going to do crescent pose legs. So your foot up the wall. The ball of your foot on the floor, and then your heel on the floor, but super close to the wall. So it's really giving you a nice vertical foot. And our crescent pose. So it's going to get super exciting in the legs, which is why we didn't just go straight into this. Right hip back, right? See if you may have to lift up, but see if you can get your back leg to straighten. So you may need to unbend the front knee a little bit, right? Okay, the arms come up. Now, hug the rib tips in, right? Pull the outer right hip back. Lift the chest and fill up the back of the waist. And then you probably can guess, we're gonna look for the wall. So take your time, because the balance is a little dicier. Your feet are a little farther apart. The wall isn't too far away. If you can, turn the fingertips down and press your palms into the wall. And straighten your arms maybe. Yes, hug the rib tips in. Oh, take one more breath. Slowly look forward and come back up. I know. Oh, a moment. Inhale. And then release your hands down. Exhale. Oh, if you want a moment in the down dog, it's kind of nice. Okay. Right, for both your legs, honestly. Oh, right, a moment. Just appreciate the work in your legs. Certainly. Yeah. Hips okay?
Yeah.
All right. Right, I know. It's surprising, like the wall's helping me, kind of. So now just slide your right foot back to the wall and your down dog. So the ball of your foot is like right at the, on the little round, so in here anyway. And your heel straight up the wall, and then just bring your left foot. It's hard. Your left foot forward. All right, press into the wall. It's very stabilizing, actually. Come on up. Okay, so we'll try and straighten the back leg. Oops, my heel just wants to move around back there. We're looking for a nice stretch here, so we'll lift out of the bend because this is it's pretty worky anyway. Tailbone long, fill up the back of the waist. Melt the shoulder blades down, and here we go. Keep the rib tips hugging in. Let the gaze slowly drift up and back. Once you find the wall, see if you can look back and see it. And maybe turn the fingertips to point down. Press your palms into the wall. Hug the rib tips in. Lift your chest up. Breathe. Breathe. Slowly look forward. You guys are like, slowly, my. Hands come down. Whew, I know. Okay. Maybe a down dog. If you want to, feel free. Oh my goodness. Really feel your legs. Oh, right? Your toes, yeah, your toes. Your toes are delicate little flowers. Oh my gosh. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So we'll come down to our knees. I mean, you could set up right at the wall, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably going to feel really close. So we're just going to play with the wall like Ustrasana, but instead of trying to find our heels, we're going to reach for the wall and try and still make all that space and just do a couple of back bends. So you can make this as big as you want, totally up to you. If you're right at the wall, it's going to feel too close. It's right there. It's super close. So I'm going to suggest you come just a little bit forward, like, I don't know, 6 inches or so. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. And think like Ustrasana. So we can start with our hands on the low back. Send the tailbone down. We'll just keep the feet flat because we're not trying to find our heels. We're going to aim for the wall. Tailbone long. Lift the chest. So as we do that, right, the shoulders back, fill the back of the waist. Take a moment to do that, even if it lifts you out of the back bend a little bit. All right. Keep the glutes strong. Keep the chest lifting. Let's release the low back and reach the arms up and overhead. Oh, there's the wall. Right, it's pretty close for me anyway. Oh. Maybe you can turn the palms. Yeah, hug the elbows in. Pull your shoulder blades down away from your neck and then scoop the elbows in. Yes, that was good, Raquel. Good, you guys. All right. Pull the ribs in to come up. Use your abs. Okay, good. Let's do a little yogi toe torture. Stretch our calves. Tuck your toes. Sit back. You know what? My calves are a little bit sore too. What did we do? We did splits. Like, did we?
Yeah, we did splits.
Did we do some heel lifted thing that I'm not remembering? Yeah, I do feel my calves too, though. That's funny that you're saying that. I thought it was because of what I did earlier. Okay. Is that enough yogi toe torture? You can come forward and just tap it out. Tap out the tops of your feet. Yeah, I used to not be able to do that at all. It took some time before I could actually stay there. Whew. Yeah, it would just make me sweat. I'd just be there like, oh my God, sweating. Okay, if you felt like the wall was a little bit close and you're like, oh, maybe some space might be fun, or if you're not sure if you want more space, just try it. And if you're like, nope, too far, you just go back. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I may put my blanket under my knees. Let's see how this goes. Same idea. We're just seeing if maybe we can get a little bit more back bend by scooching farther away, maybe getting the hands a little lower down the wall. Someday, your hands come to the floor, and then your forearms come to the floor, and you hold your feet and your heads on the floor. And that's full Kapotasana pigeon pose. Pigeon is actually a back bend. They're all back bends. There's a lot of variations, and they're all giant back bends. Okay, so maybe not today, maybe next Monday, but you know, we'll get our heads on the floor. We'll hold our feet. We'll be great. All right. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. All right, hips up, tailbone long. So just keep breathing, right, and don't force it. Don't force it. Hips up, tailbone long. Make space across the low back. Right, your glutes are going to engage. They're pretty useful, so just let that happen. Right, reach up and back. Oh, there's the wall. Right. Make sure you're breathing. Right, hug the elbows in, hug the rib tips in, and maybe you come back a little more. When you're ready, use your abs. Hold the rib tips in to come up. Whew. Got a lot of blood in your head. And then I'm gonna come back. Oh, I feel like my knees got bonier or something. I'm not sure what happened. Is that a thing?
You're getting soft.
I'm getting soft. Right? I guess. Do you get bonier knees? I'm not sure if that's one of those things, the AGE syndrome that I hear so much about. Okay, one more time. I don't know where I was. I'm just gonna go here. One more time. As much back bend as you want. And feel free to play with walking your hands down the wall, letting yourself kind of lower down. Don't worry about keeping your hips over your knees. That's not a thing that really happens in Kapotasana, so don't worry about that. Just think about scooping the chest up, right, and just breathing into the stretch and trying to keep making space across the lower back. Okay. Tailbone long, tailbone long. When you're ready, you can reach the arms up and over. Oh.
I'm at the light socket.
You're what?
At the light socket.
At the light socket. All right. You're doing it. Whoa. I know. When you're ready, come back up. My knees moved a little bit. Okay. Sit back. Whew. Right, you can feel the effects of that. So much energy around the heart, of course. right, big center, heart center. Is really actually more center than your actual heart, but it's in the vicinity, right? But whew, so much energy there. So you can just feel all that when we stretch the chest and open it up, heart beating. Okay, so slowly into child's pose. You may be feeling your low back a little bit. Your low back does love to do back bends. Everyone's low back does. So coming forward, just let it stretch out. Have your knees together, apart, to however much you can decide what makes the most sense for your body. And maybe you reach the arms overhead, maybe you tuck your hands back by your feet, or you kind of split the difference and just bend your elbows and pull your hands back a bit. Whew. All right. So fun. Okay. Come on back. So we can play a little bit with doing a kind of wall-facing handstand, just for fun, and make it into a little bit of core work. Yeah, we can play around for a few more minutes before we'll take it down, soften everything. So, oh, my legs. It's good for me. Right, Mike?
Yeah, keep on saying
I know. I want it to be true. Okay, so we will, oh my goodness. Do kind of like a down dog, but maybe a sort of short down dog, extra short. And we can come into our handstand facing the wall, thusly. You don't want to get too close because it gets a little bit scary. And then just tapping one foot down, lifting it up. Or you can play with like making a big circle with your leg, but it does help to build your core strength and stability. And by that, I don't mean just your abs, but your back, right? Your back is a big part of your core and a huge part of your inversion practice. Right? You can just tap your toe down and lift it up, but it's a fun place to play with upside downiness where you don't have to worry too much about your balance. Yeah, and you'll feel your shoulders, your back, yeah. So it's a big part of our upside down practice, is building up the strength of our backs. Being able to balance and hold yourself upside down. Pull your ribs in a little bit more, like, yes, better. Right, I know. It's hard, and you get tired. Yes, Mike, nice. Awesome. So we'll take a break, and then we'll just play with it one more time, and then we'll just go easy peasy from there, I promise. Just a couple more sit-ups. No, I'm just kidding. We did a bit of core work. This will be good. After this, we'll call them. Okay. Way up the wall. Feel my shoulder blades. Make it hot. All right, okay, I guess I'm done. Whew. Nice, everybody. Right? I feel my shoulders and my upper back. It's good. All right. Look, we're often thinking about our abs, and like my core, but we don't want to just have strong abs, We want the back to be equally strong, so that way we're nice and centered and stable, and really the strength of your back is just as important as your abs when you're upside down. I don't know, I almost want to say it's almost normal, but Only more because it is kind of something that we sort of forget about. So bringing up. Right? Because you know. All right. Let's bring the legs out front. And we can sit kind of close-ish to the wall. We'll use it for our twist. But first, we're going to go forward and take a forward fold. All right. Dandasana. Reach up. Flex the feet. We're lengthening through the heels, but the heels stay down on the floor. Inhale and forward. Exhale. Grab the feet or whatever you can reach. If you have a strap or a strap-like object, you can pull that around your feet. Take a breath to lift your chest and spread the collarbones. Yeah. And then back out into the floor. A nice long spine. Flexing the feet, lengthening through the heels. Yeah. That feels nice. All right. Lift up halfway, inhale. Exhale, and rest of the way. So you may have to play with the distance, but about a foot or so-ish from the wall. And then as we come into it, you can decide if you want to get closer or farther away. So let's just kick our heels back over to the right side. So you're kind of on your left hip. Let's turn sideways. I'm like, the wall, that's going to be too much rotation. We'll go sideways, and this will make it so much easier. Yeah. So your feet are away from the wall. Yes. Yeah, so your feet outside, and then the wall is here. So from here, we're going to rotate. Put your left hand on the wall. Actually, you can put both your hands on the wall, but really the left hand is going to be the driver. And use your hands on the wall to rotate your chest. Sit back into the right hip so you don't get too pulled up away from the floor. But use the wall to rotate your chest and your shoulders. Turn your head, at least for now, towards your left shoulder. But keep your shoulders down. And it's so nice. If you get a really nice twist and it's not quite as much effort. Now keep the twist and just bring your head around. Head to the right shoulder. Maybe chin a little down. Keep rotating the torso into the twist and the head in the opposite direction. Take one more breath like that. And then slowly, gently unravel. Take a moment. And we'll just turn ourselves around. Your feet kind of stay on that side, but you just pull yourself in the other direction. So if you felt like you were too far or too close, you can adjust that. If you're like, maybe a little further away, maybe a little closer. I'm just going to get a tiny bit closer, but not that much. All right, and then the same thing, right? Try and stay a little heavy through the left, that outer hip sit bone as you bring the right hand around. Your left hand too can be on the wall, but it has less of a job, right? Really the right arm is pressing to rotate the chest, the shoulders, turning your head. If you like, you can just have your left hand on your right knee. That's totally fine, whatever makes more sense. Keep the twist, keep the left hip bone heavy, and let's turn the head. Right, so the torso is still rotating towards the wall, and now your gaze is moving away the other direction. Take one more breath here. Well, let's say two more breaths. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. That last little bit of twist, and gently. Releasing. Okay, so nice. All right. Do we have time? Yes, we do. We're going to stretch our hips a little bit. If you like, you can use the wall and do a thread the needle, something like that. It's kind of nice using the wall as support. Or we can sit and do a sukhasana or a double pigeon. whatever makes more sense for your hips right now. Woo, feel that. So we try and get the ankle over the knee, and then this knee over this ankle. Maybe that happens, maybe that doesn't happen. See how your hips feel about that. And then, I really feel my hips right now. We're just gonna go slowly into the stretch. Whew. Right, like I know I can get pretty deep into this, but I am feeling this a lot. So I'm just gonna go slowly and just trust that at some point I'll get to where I need to be. Yeah, because woo. Okay. Make sure whatever you're doing, your breath can move freely. You're not holding your breath or clenching your teeth. All right, relax your jaw. And everything soften. Let's take the last few breaths on this side. Relax, soften, long exhales. Last big breath here, inhale. Release, sigh it out, exhale. Come on up. Oh, I think I hurt my shoulder. Just make sure you know which leg you have on top or in front, depending on what you're doing. Okay, other side. Last thing before Shavasana. All right, stacking the shins or layering. So we're still trying to line up the knee and the ankle, whether it's in front or on top. So just see, maybe your hips let you do that, maybe they don't. It's just the movement, in a direction. Oh my gosh, okay. Take your time. I have to. All right, use your breath. It's an excellent tool. My daughter, as I think you guys already know, and Joe's like really right. She's pregnant, and we were talking about, when she has the baby and birth, and she's like, maybe I'm going to do a home birth just because of everything. And I'm like, you can do it, and as I recall, like when I had my son, and I didn't have any drugs or anything, and it was sort of an unexpected experience of not having anything to like soothe the pain. It was all about my breath. It was really, I didn't even do yoga yet. I'd started after I had him. And it was just, that was all I could do. And it worked so well because they told me I had to stop pushing. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? You have to calm down. You have to stop it. I don't know. But I was like, oh my gosh. And it was just all about the breath. All about the breath. And I stopped my not contractions, but I stopped the pushing just by breathing. So deep breaths are very effective. Let's take one more as we're here. All right, and slowly, come on out. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's it. We did it. I did all the things. If you think you want to use the wall for Shavasana, you're, obviously right there. So feel free to put your legs up the wall. Or if you're like, no, I don't feel like doing that, don't. You definitely don't have to. You can just lie down. Oh my gosh. I'm going to dim the lights for you guys. So let me do that right now. I think a strap around your legs is really nice if you're putting your legs up, just to hold your legs in place so you don't have to physically do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. So once you're there, take a moment to make sure that everything feels comfortable, you feel good, nice and relaxed, like it's really dark in the recording. Right, yes, soften. Relax your belly. Relax your abs. Relax your shoulders. Just let the shoulder blades soften a little bit off your neck. And then a little gentle lengthening out through the back of the head. So your chin just has a subtle dropping down towards the chest, just a little bit. Let the whole body relax. No more tension anywhere in your face, your arms, your legs. Everything relaxed. Soft, heavy, resting. Resting in Shavasana. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. If you like, take a stretch, gently reaching the arms overhead, stretching the legs. Just feel in your body. One last hug of the knees into the chest, bending the knees. Give them a gentle squeeze, maybe rocking a bit side to side. Rocking all the way over onto the right side. Pausing, softening, allowing Shavasana to linger. Press the floor away. Come on up to sit. And as you come to seated, just close your eyes and appreciate the effects of your practice. Notice what's different. Notice what's shifted. And as we bring the hands together at the heart, the Anjali Mudra actually has a little space between the palms. The Anjali means like cavity or space, and it's really the space in the heart. Right, so a little softness in the hands, a little space between the palms as you bring your hands in. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow the chin. Grateful for this practice. Grateful for the goodness that it brings. And anything else, everything else, what are you grateful for? You really only need to think of one thing and then just allow the feeling of gratitude to fill your heart. Thank you for sharing practice tonight, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, a beautiful week. Namaste. Namaste. Namo Baha. All right. Thanks, you guys. That was delightful.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Joe. Thank you. Tell Girly hello. I saw a picture of her on Facebook, and she looks adorable.
Will do.
All right, I know it's super dark. Have a good night. Oh my
All right,
gosh,
you too.
shadow. Okay, bye.
August, right?
Girly, yeah, Girly's doing August.
So Joe's your son?
Joe, no, Joe is a student. Yeah.